Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. So much to talk about this morning. A lot of comments. Nigerians actually love the fact that Congo DR went on to win the African Nations Championship. Well, a lot of you guys like the fact that Congo DR played quality football. So I was standing with you like, let's join the conversation this morning on the 2016 African Nations Championship on Twitter, our channels _sports, and on Facebook, our channels Sports. Talk to us. You can also send us an email to sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. Let's make use of the hashtag 2016 Chan. Congo DR defeated Mali by 3-0 to win their second Chan title in 7 years. Remember, they won the maiden edition in 2009, defeating Ghana by 2-0. So it's like they want to become kings of Chan. We'll continue to monitor that team. And also, on the show this morning, athletics in Nigeria will take center stage. We just completed the Lagos City Marathon. What are you talking about? Well, we didn't get to run, but we witnessed the sights and sounds, and we've been telling you about it. We'll continue the discussion. Nigeria has also been announced to be the host for the 2018 Africa Athletics Championship Senior. So that's really good. They will be coming back to Lagos in 2018. Top African athletes. We're also getting ready for the Olympics. What's up with that? We will talk about all of that today on the program. We'll also take a look at Super Bowl 50. You heard all the updates from Tel, but we're trying not to talk about it because Chinase Aibon loves talking about the Super Bowl. He'll be joining us later to talk about that one. Cecilia, let's go on with the show now. A lot of people still talking about the Lagos City Marathon. It's very funny. I heard you say it was the Kenyans and Ethiopian show. But someday West Africa might just step over the marathon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the good news is, you know, when the president of Confederation of African Athletics announced that they were trying to partner with Athletics Federation of Nigeria, of course, actually get to build a performance center, high performance center in Jos, Plateau State in Nigeria, and at least that would definitely help to develop some of the athletes in Nigeria. And if you check the performance they put up, you know, everyone was actually screaming the name Emmanuel Gyan, Emmanuel Gyan, and all that. Because at the beginning, it was with the Kenyans in the top 10. We're like, okay, it was going to finish, you know, come early and another. But somewhere along the line, he had a Mozopool, and Mozopool, he couldn't finish. He finished the race, but he just went among the favorites who finished early. So at the end of the day, somewhere, somehow, you're having Philibus, I mean, just come from nowhere, Sherabutu, you know, actually, you know, getting it. That's him right there running, you know, towards the finish line. And when people saw him, everyone was thinking, okay, Manegia was here only to discover that it was actually Philibus. And he is, I mean, it's good to know that he's from Nasarawa State. So when you say the athletes from Jos are the ones that actually dominating marathon in Nigeria, so you have to think twice that Coach Stephen Nuhu is actually doing a good job over there. I mean, trying to actually bring up, you know, big Nigerian athletes from across, you know, the country to ensure that, well, not just one-sided, but also have other athletes, you know, coming in for it. But definitely, let's just, you know, someone will definitely come in here to actually talk about it, but won't reveal his name yet. Let's just take a look at the background reports, what happened, you know, right there at the Eco Atlantic.
The story of the successful hosting of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is not complete without the important roles played by the security and medical personnel and volunteers.
It's something that we had prepared for. We had and a group of people that formed the LOC to, I think, reasonably experienced. And we have worked together, gone through thick and thin. There had been some hurdles that we needed to cross, and we thank God we were able to cross them.
The Nigerian Army, Navy and police officers ensured that athletes are properly protected, particularly from spectators who wanted to get close to the runners. Volunteers within the country and from the United States also contributed to the success, some of them medical practitioners who were on hand to help athletes who finished the race.
I'm so grateful with the nurses, the doctors. They are amazing. They were on point. And you sometimes when you hear Nigeria, especially stuff done in Africa, you think it's like a substandard. But this is international standard to me. I live in New York City. I witness the New York City Marathon all the time. And this meets that expectation.
I think the event ran very smoothly. With anything you're organizing on this capacity, there's going to be some hiccups, but everything seemed to work out and go smoothly, and everyone seemed satisfied, and I enjoyed it.
Two of the athletes who slumped at the finish line were promptly taken care of by the medical team. The success story can be attributed to the contributions made by the team, who made sacrifices.
I'm happy they came with their own money, paid their way here. But more importantly, we're the volunteers within the age of 18 and 25 from within Nigeria, people who left their schools to come and volunteer.
I'm very lucky. I'm joined here by a lot of wonderful people here, different walks of life, but they all came out and spent the whole day. We've been at this for close to a month.
Having watched the marathon, President Confederation of African Athletics Hamad Malboum is confident Nigeria can successfully host the African Senior Athletics Championships in 2018.
Nigeria has the capability to host one of the most successful events, because I believe that because I had the full support of the government, we have the full support of the sports authorities, and also the full support of the Athletic Federation.
With this edition completed and lessons learned, officials and supporters will be working towards a better event scheduled for February the 11th, 2017.
16 minutes and 19 seconds. Abraham Gibson!
Okay, that's the story. Abraham Captain from Kenya came to Nigeria, and he told me it was very hard, but he had to win because he had the money in his mind. So you see, money on your mind, you can do anything. We're still talking about the Lagos City Marathon and athletics in Nigeria. The president of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Solomon Ogba, joins us now to analyze the Lagos City Marathon, talk about Nigeria hosting the Africa Athletics Championship in 2018 and the Olympics. Yes, that's the big one. How prepared is Team Nigeria for the championship? Good to have you around, President. Always a delight.
Thank you very much.
Maybe I should let Cecilia shoot the
Okay, actually
Lagos
woke
City
you up
Marathon.
this morning. Thank you for coming. Even though it wasn't easy after what happened on Saturday, you know, 45 kilometers
Thank
and
you
all
so
that,
much
being
for
there
coming.
all day. Now, everyone have actually described it as a huge success from the Lagos City Marathon. The first one, AFN is partnering with Lagos State government and all that to actually organize a marathon like this. More than 10,000 athletes run, some of them, most of them finishing the race. There's also a story of one 60-year-old woman also coming in and finishing the race. So, in your own view, how will you rate the marathon event?
First, initially when we were doing the planning for the marathon, there was some set of people who came to say they run the marathon and that the marathon should take a year to plan. And we looked at them and said, yes, you run the marathon, but you don't know what goes into the organization of a marathon. Some people had this opinion too that Nigerians are not going to win, and that the marathon, we are going to organize a marathon for a year. And at that time I laughed and I said, look, the issue of a marathon is not about the winning. Marathon has to do with exposing the tourism potential of a country, and also getting people to be involved in physical activity. And I tell people, a lot of people run marathon in their bedrooms. Most people have treadmills. And why are you not running outside, where you can have the natural, you know, but maybe because of security also. So one thing the marathon has done is to tell the world that Nigeria is as safe as any other mega city, Lagos is as safe as any other mega city in the world. And we must also look at the positives and downplay the negatives, even as a people, for ourselves. So the marathon has actually, I have friends that came from all over Kenya and all that. The Kenyan vice president was telling me, how come Lagos is not a tourist destination from what she saw? And I said, well, of course, you know what is going on. The superpowers want to play down Nigeria, so that, because if Nigeria explode, Africa will explode. So, I mean, those are international politics. But I was just trying to, I mean, that is how they felt. And for the boy who won the marathon, he has run most of the marathon, Boston, New York, London. And he said, for a first marathon, this is great. That was his comment. Last night he went to the Julius Agui show, and he was very happy. So for me, it was a great success. And not just the people that, we gave us 70,000 forms, 25,000 came to return their forms and collected our running beeps.
Wow, 25,000.
Yes, 25,000 collected our running beeps to run. And you saw that there were many people who did not have who did not run with the running beam. So definitely we had more than 25,000 people running. You know, that is the statistics that we have. And for the first time, and people talk about Nigerian, to come 17, for the guys, we had 54 foreign athletes for the men. Then for the women, we have about 18. No, more than that, because there were other people who came in who did not register, but just came, bought their ticket and came in. You know, and if a Nigerian could come 17th, that means we are better than many of the top runners. No, that's the truth, and I want us to see it from that perspective. Then, of course, the Nigerian came, the women, I think 5th or 4th. I'm even running the qualifying time for the Rio Olympics. Yeah, whatever. But she got the qualifying time for the Rio Olympics, and yet people say we are not a marathon country, and as such, see, the Kenyans, a Kenyan won is top 3 in javelin in the world right now. A Kenyan won the World Championships in the 400 hurdles. So if they can they can get into our own territory, why can't we, as a matter of fact, make effort?
Okay, without proper planning.
That's right.
Yeah, because they didn't stumble upon it. All these athletes that you mentioned there. But then going on Philip Sharbu to come in 17th, and with the time of return, it shows there's some sort of potential right there. We hear there's there are plans to actually build a high performance center for long distance runners. Tell us about that.
We have signed that agreement with the CA president, and the plan is that they want Nigeria to be the focal point for West Africa, to train people for middle distance and long distance running. I think in the next 2 weeks we should be seeing technical experts the CA is going to send to look at the place and assess it and give a recommendation on how the center should run.
That's right.
We are very excited about that. For me personally, that has been one of my dreams. Like 6 years ago, I went to the Sawahari Marathon. I took 2 Nigerians. That is when it dawned on me that Nigerians could really do well in the marathon. Emmanuel Gyan actually was third in that marathon, where you have people from Algeria, Morocco, Spain. And the girl, Pam, she won the female category.
Wow.
After then, I started crying that we should have a marathon.
That's right.
We were able to do the Pepe Road race. We did the Abba Marathon, which is 10K. But now, we've done the Mega in Lagos. I'm so excited about that.
Okay, Lagos, we continue in that because we know that Nigeria will host the 2018 Africa Athletics Championship. I'm sure that excites you also, but are we ready to face the challenges and put up a good competition?
No, of course. You see, one thing you cannot take away from Nigeria is knowing what to do. I tell you this, the CA president said, you've not done the full marathon before, but what you did now is world class. That was his assessment. Even my friends from Dubai, because I went to the Dubai Marathon, he called me and said, look, they watched it on YouTube. And they said that is, I mean, everybody's commenting and people from outside there. So for organization, you can be rest assured that we can do the organization. The only thing we want to do, we want to put up a very good organization and also win, because we've been able to dominate the African continent as far as athletics is concerned, and we want to keep that going, particularly when 2018 is going to be 45 years when the CA was founded. And ironically, the CA was founded in Lagos in 1973 during the All-African Games. So they're coming back home after 45 years. So it will be good too for us to be champions again.